In this video, we'll be taking a look at 3 NBA games happening on January 11, 2025, and providing you with free team picks and total picks for each one of those games, so 6 picks in total. Welcome back to Cash Out Sports. Let's dive right into it. Oh, and don't forget to subscribe and to click the bell icon to get notified as soon as these videos get released, so that you have more time to plan out your bets as we provide these videos on a daily basis. I can guarantee that you'll have all the important information that you'll need on these 3 NBA games after fully watching this video. One more thing before we start: if you would like to gain access to our best exclusive sports picks to take your journey to the next level, then check out our Patreon in the link down below, where we offer our best single picks, parlay picks, and much more. Now let's get started. Indiana Pacers versus Cleveland Cavaliers. The Indiana Pacers, who currently hold a 21-18 record, will be aiming to secure their 4th consecutive victory on the road when they take on the Cleveland Cavaliers, who boast an impressive 33-4 record, this Sunday afternoon. The game is set to take place at Rocket Mortgage Fieldhouse, promising an exciting clash between two teams with contrasting seasons thus far. In their most recent outing, the Pacers secured a 108-96 win against the Golden State Warriors, comfortably covering the 10.5-point spread as favorites. Meanwhile, the Cavaliers are coming off a thrilling 132-126 victory over the Toronto Raptors, also managing to cover the 13.5-point spread as favorites. When these two teams have faced off in the past, Cleveland has held the upper hand, going 7-3 in their last 10 matchups against Indiana. The Pacers remain shorthanded as Aaron Nesmith and Isaiah Jackson continue to be sidelined. On the other side, the Cavaliers have once again ruled out Ty Jerome. Despite the absences, Cleveland comes into this matchup with significant momentum, having won 10 consecutive games on their home court. In contrast, the Pacers have managed to win 6 of their last 10 games on the road. Cleveland's offensive prowess gives them a distinct advantage, particularly at home, where they excel at shooting efficiency. The Cavaliers convert over 50% of their field goals and an impressive 41% of their three-point attempts, while the Pacers, by comparison, shoot 48% from the field and 36% from beyond the arc in away games. Cleveland's ability to create scoring opportunities is bolstered by their rebounding strength, averaging over 12 offensive boards per game in their last 3 contests. Furthermore, their disciplined ball handling minimizes turnovers, reducing easy scoring opportunities for opponents. Given the Pacers' defensive struggles, they concede over 116 points per game on the road. Slowing down Cleveland's high-powered offense will likely be a significant challenge. The Cavaliers' recent victory over Toronto was particularly notable as it came without Donovan Mitchell, who was rested for the game. Jared Allen dominated early, achieving a double-double before halftime. Known for his efficiency, Allen has elevated his game recently, recording double-doubles in 3 consecutive games while shooting over 80% from the field in 4 of the last 5. With Indiana ranked 26th in points allowed in the paint, both Allen and Evan Mobley are poised for standout performances in this matchup. Mitchell's return to the lineup only strengthens Cleveland's chances of extending their home dominance, where they've won 20 of their last 21 games. The Pacers come into this game riding high on confidence after an impressive win over the Warriors on Friday. However, their recent success pales in comparison to the red-hot Cavaliers, who have been nearly unstoppable over the past month. While Indiana has shown improvement, particularly on offense and in their overall consistency, Cleveland's performance this season has been on another level. The Cavaliers have a remarkable 33-4 straight-up record, including a 20-1 straight-up mark at home, and they're 26-11 against the spread, giving them one of the best cover rates in the league at 70.2%. Only the Oklahoma City Thunder boast a better cover percentage this season. As the saying goes, if it's not broken, don't fix it. Backing the Cavaliers has been a reliable strategy, and there's no reason to deviate now. Although the game may remain competitive for much of the contest, Cleveland's depth and star power should ultimately propel them to victory. So the Cleveland Cavaliers to win and cover the spread as favorites is our full game side pick. The Cavaliers have played over the total in 4 of their last 5 games, while the Pacers have gone over in 5 of their last 9 contests. Cleveland is averaging an impressive 123 points per game and operates at the 8th fastest pace in the league, with an average of 103.3 possessions possessions per game. They will face a Pacers team that has struggled defensively on the road, allowing 116 points per game. Indiana, on the other hand, averages 115 points per game and plays at the 10th fastest pace in the league, with an average of 103.1 possessions per game. Defensively, Cleveland has shown some vulnerability in recent outings, conceding 118 points per game over their last 3 matchups. These factors combined have contributed to the overhitting in 3 of the last 4 meetings between these two teams. Cleveland's offensive dominance this season has been remarkable. The Cavaliers lead the NBA in three-point shooting percentage, overall points per game, and field goal percentage. They also play at the 6th fastest pace in the league, with Indiana closely trailing in that regard. If the Pacers hope to remain competitive, they will need to push the tempo and capitalize on three-point opportunities. While they don't typically rely heavily on shooting from deep, this matchup provides a good opportunity to increase their attempts as the Cavaliers' interior defense, anchored by Mobley and Allen, makes scoring in the paint a daunting task. Over the projected total is our full game total pick. Philadelphia 76ers versus Orlando Magic. The matchup features 2 Eastern Conference teams going head-to-head on the hardwood, each aiming to secure a much-needed victory in the Sunshine State. The Philadelphia 76ers hit the road to face off against the Orlando Magic on Sunday evening. The 76ers come into this game after suffering a 123-115 home loss to the New Orleans Pelicans on Friday night, failing to cover as 7.5-point favorites. Meanwhile, the Orlando Magic also played on Friday and experienced a narrow 109-106 defeat against the Milwaukee Bucks at home. Despite the loss, the Magic managed to cover the spread as 6-point underdogs. Historically, the Magic hold a commanding lead in the all-time regular season series between these teams, boasting an 82-53 advantage. This season, Orlando has won 2 of the 3 meetings between the clubs, although Philadelphia claimed a 102-94 victory at home in their most recent clash on December 6, 2024. Currently, the 76ers are navigating roster challenges with Kyle Lowry still sidelined and Joel Embiid listed as questionable for this game. On the other hand, the Magic have ruled out Jalen Suggs, Moritz Wagner, and Franz Wagner yet again. Philadelphia's head coach, Nick Nurse, continues to monitor Embiid's recovery from a left foot sprain. Describing his status as day-to-day, Nurse remains optimistic about Embiid's chances of playing but acknowledges that final decisions regarding his availability are often made shortly before tip-off, leaving the team in a state of uncertainty. The 76ers are struggling with multiple injuries, which have disrupted their ability to build consistency. The absence of key players, particularly Embiid, has significantly hindered their momentum. Similarly, Orlando has faced challenges of its own. While the team was performing well earlier in the season, a spate of injuries to critical players has disrupted their progress and derailed their rhythm. Defensively, the Magic have excelled this season, allowing the fewest points per game in the league. They also rank among the top 5 in limiting points scored in the paint and on fast breaks. Interestingly, Orlando has a favorable record in Sunday games, having won 12 of their last 18 contests played on that day. As both teams contend with depleted rosters, the absence of key players could impact their rotations and strategies significantly. Neither team has been particularly dominant on offense this season, and Orlando's performance received a much-needed boost with the return of Paolo Banchero. His presence on the floor should provide some stability to the Magic's offensive efforts. Meanwhile, Philadelphia has struggled on the road, hosting a 9-10 record in away games this season. Given the uncertainty surrounding Embiid's availability and the 76ers' inconsistent performances, it's difficult to trust Philadelphia with much confidence in this matchup. However, with Banchero back in action, Orlando appears to have the edge, and that advantage could be enough for them to overcome the struggling 76ers on their home court. So the Orlando Magic to win and cover the spread as favorites is our full game side pick. Despite some high-profile acquisitions during the offseason, the Philadelphia 76ers have struggled to find consistent success on the offensive end of the floor. Currently, they rank as the 5th worst team in the league in scoring offense, placing significant pressure on their defense, which sits just outside the top 10 in scoring defense. The team's deliberate style of play also contributes to their struggles, as the 76ers operate at the league's 2nd slowest pace, averaging only 96.8 possessions per game. Conversely, the Orlando Magic have endured similar offensive woes, holding the distinction of being the NBA's worst scoring team. Although the return of Banchero is a positive development, it will take time for his impact to be fully realized, especially with key players such as Suggs and the Wagner brothers unavailable. Like Philadelphia, Orlando employs a slow-paced style of play, ranking as the slowest team team in the league with an average of 96.5 possessions per game. Historically, meetings between these teams have leaned toward low-scoring affairs, with 7 of their last 10 matchups staying under the total. This trend has continued in their 3 games this season, which featured point totals of 184, 208, and 196, respectively. Both teams' sluggish tempo heading into this Eastern Conference showdown suggests another low-scoring contest is likely. Defensively, Orlando has been one of the most effective teams in the league, ranking 3rd in defensive rating and allowing the fewest three-pointers made this season. Their success on defense stems not only from their slow pace but also from the tenacity of their guards, who excel at applying pressure and disrupting opposing offenses. In 6 of their last 8 meetings, the total has gone under the projected line. Given these factors, there's little reason to expect a deviation from this pattern. Under the projected total is our full game total pick. New Orleans Pelicans versus Boston Celtics. The New Orleans Pelicans are continuing their challenging road trip through the Eastern Conference, with their next stop in Boston to face off against the reigning world champion Celtics on Sunday. Entering this matchup, the Pelicans hold a dismal 8-31 record but are riding some momentum after an impressive victory against the Philadelphia 76ers on Friday night. In contrast, the Celtics have been inconsistent, going 5-5 in their last 10 games and suffering a tough loss at home to the Sacramento Kings on Friday. The Pelicans are still dealing with significant injury issues as Brandon Ingram remains sidelined and DeJounte Murray is listed as questionable for the game. Meanwhile, the Celtics are entering this contest with a fully healthy roster, giving them a distinct advantage. Boston's home record fell to 13-7 following their loss to Sacramento, but they have an opportunity to rebound here. The Pelicans, buoyed by their win in Philadelphia, are hopeful for a stronger showing, with Zion Williamson likely returning to the starting lineup after serving a 1-game suspension. However, the Celtics appear to be in a much better position overall, with their regular starting 5 intact. Offensively, Boston boasts superior firepower compared to the injury-riddled Pelicans, even with Williamson's return. Defensively, the Celtics are also stronger, and they should be motivated to deliver a statement performance. The Pelicans rank just 24th in the NBA in defending the three-point line, a weakness the Celtics, who shoot more three-pointers than any other team in the league, are likely to exploit. This season has been nothing short of disastrous for the Pelicans. Injuries to key players in their starting lineup and crucial returning contributors have prevented New Orleans from establishing any meaningful chemistry or deploying their best lineups consistently. Brandon Ingram and Herb Jones are confirmed absences for this game, while DeJounte Murray's status is uncertain due to elbow and shin injuries. As a result, the Pelicans have struggled mightily on both sides of the ball, ranking 27th in the NBA in both offensive and defensive ratings. On the other hand, while the Celtics have not replicated the dominance they displayed last season, they still hold the 3rd best record in the league and are gaining valuable minutes with Kristaps Porzingis fully integrated back into the rotation. Boston remains an elite team on both offense and defense, and after their disappointing loss to the Kings, they will be eager to reassert their dominance in this matchup. The betting line for this game reflects the significant disparity between these two teams, with Boston heavily favored at home against an injury-depleted New Orleans squad. In fact, the line might not be large enough, as the Celtics are likely to come out with intensity following their rare and embarrassing home defeat on Friday night. Expect Boston to find their rhythm on Sunday, particularly exploiting the Pelicans' defensive vulnerabilities on the wings, where the absence of Herb Jones will be deeply felt. So the Boston Celtics to win and cover the spread as favorites is our full game side pick. The Celtics come into this matchup as the 2nd highest rated offensive team in the NBA, and they are primed to have a field day against a Pelicans defense that allows 117 points per game. With Herb Jones, the Pelicans' top perimeter defender, unavailable, New Orleans will struggle to contain Boston's three-point shooting. While the Celtics have occasionally allowed inferior teams to stay competitive, the Pelicans will face an uphill battle even with Zion Williamson returning to the lineup and CJ McCollum coming off an explosive 38-point performance. In their loss to Sacramento, Boston struggled mightily, scoring just 97 points, shooting poorly, and being dominated on the boards. However, they should bounce back in this game against a Pelicans team that is ranked 20th in the league in total rebounds per game and lacks defensive cohesion. Boston, which ranks 5th in the NBA in scoring and relies heavily on three-point shooting, should find ample opportunities to score from beyond the arc on Sunday. Look for the Celtics to launch a three-point barrage, taking full advantage of the Pelicans' porous perimeter defense. Boston is likely to return to their usual scoring output, surpassing 120 points. This offensive explosion will push the combined game score well beyond the projected total. Over the projected total is our full game total pick. That's all for now, so if you have any other games you would like reviewed, then leave a comment down below with the game you would like analyzed. Subscribe to our channel, leave a like on this video, and we'll get to it as soon as we possibly can. We would also love to hear your opinion on the picks presented to you in this video, whether you agree or disagree with them, so leave a comment down below and do let us know.